19th century, the Philippines was under the control of Spain for more than 300 years. Filipinos suffered from colonial abuse, high taxes, forced labor, and lack of freedom. But in 1892, Andres Bonifacio and other patriots founded the Katipunan, a secret society that sought independence through revolution. By August 19, 1896, Spanish authorities had discovered the existence of the Katipunan. This forced Bonifacio and his fellow revolutionaries to take quick and decisive action. On August 23, 1896, hundreds of Katipuneros gathered in Pugad Lawin, Quezon City, though some accounts say it was in Balintawak. But what led to the discovery of the existence of Katipunan? An informant, Teodoro Patino, exposed the secret society after a dispute with a fellow member. Si Patino ay Katipunerong nagtatrabaho sa palimbagan ng Diario de Manila. May ilang bersyon ukol sa pangyayari gaya ng alitan ng mga Katipunerong si Patino at Apolonio de la Cruz dahil sa 2 piso na dagdag sahod. Ngunit isa lang ang tiyak. Sa pag-amin ni Patino, nilagay sa panghanip ang ilang Katipunero maging ang buhay nila Bonifacio. Nang araw din na iyon, inalughog ng mga Spanish police ang palimbagan at nakita nila ang mga rubber stamp, membership roster, and signed membership oaths at hinuli ang mga pinaghihinalaang kasapi ng KKK. It was then that Bonifacio asked the Katipuneros to tear their cedulas or community tax certificates, a symbol of their slavery under Spain. Together, they shouted,
"Puritin ang mga sedula nyo!"
This moment, known as the Cry of Balintawak or Cry of Pugadlawin, marked the official start of the Philippine Revolution. Though the Katipuneros faced hardship and defeats, their courage inspired the Filipino people to continue the struggle for independence until freedom was finally won.
On August 23, 1896, Andres Bonifacio and a group of Katipunan members gathered at Pugadlawin, a part of Quezon City, where they tore up their community tax certificate or cedulas, as a symbol of defiance against Spanish rule. This act of rebellion signified their determination to fight for independence. The event was initially referred to as the Cry of Balintawak because it was believed that have taken place in Balintawak. But historians confirm that it is actually occurred at Pugadlawin. The cry refers to the shout of "Viva la Independencia Filipina" or "Long live Philippine Independence," which symbolized the start of the revolution. The Philippine Revolution spread throughout the nation as a result of the conflicts and encounters that broke out between Filipino revolutionaries and Spanish forces.
In the Philippine Revolution, the Cry of Balintawak or Pugadlawin, here are the key figures who played the significant roles in this historic event. Andres Bonifacio. Born on November 30, 1863 in Tondo, Manila, is revered as the father of the Philippine Revolution. With the initiative of Bonifacio and his colleagues, they established the Philippine Revolutionary Organization, KKK, commonly known as the Katipunan or Kataas-taasang Kagalang-galangang Katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan on July 7, 1892. With its primary goal is to gain independence from the Spanish colonial rule through a revolution. His insight of the Philippine independence inspired Filipinos to unite and join the revolution. He rose up the revolt by tearing their cedulas, which is a sign of enslavement of the Filipinos, symbolizing their defiance against oppression. As the Supremo, his leadership played crucial roles on the movements of the organization. Dr. Jose Rizal, a polymath and reformist. He led the La Liga Filipina, a movement to bring political reform in the Spanish colonial government. He later was exiled after the organization he led was discovered by the Spaniards. because they believed he was a threat on their rule. Although he did not directly participate in the Cry of Balintawak or Pugadlawin, his ideas and advocacy for reform inspired many revolutionaries, including Andres Bonifacio and the Katipuneros, to fight for their freedom. Gregoria de Jesus. As the wife of Andres Bonifacio, she played a supporting role in the movements of revolutionary, such as recruitment of members. She led the female faction of the Katipunan and was known as Lakambini, her symbolic role. She was also responsible of the secret documents and some weapons of the Katipuneros, constantly risking her life in safeguarding them. Melchora Aquino, also called as Tandang Sora and known as the mother of the Philippine Revolution. Due to her selfless support to the Katipunan, she became the mother figure of the Katipuneros. Her home became the sanctuary of the organization as she aids and provides them refuge, food, and medical treatments, whether they were injured or sick, earning her title. And lastly, the Katipuneros were the brave men and women who are members of the Katipunan, being called as mga anak ng bayan. Teodoro Pata, Pio Valenzuela, Aguildo del Rosario were named members of the group. They were a significant part of the revolution as their roles were either fighting or aiding for the sake of freedom.
The Cry of Balintawak or Pugadlawin was not a sudden event. It was the result of years of suffering and growing defiance under Spanish colonial rule. Oppressive Spanish rule weighed heavily on Filipinos. They endured forced labor, abusive friars, and unfair taxes. This constant injustice led directly to the outbreak of the Philippine Revolution as the people finally rose in armed resistance. Nationalist and revolutionary ideas spread through writing and speeches by Jose Rizal, Marcelo H. del Pilar, and Graciano Lopez Haina. These works awakened the Filipino spirit, inspiring unity and courage, which led to a rally of Filipinos from all walks of life behind the cause of freedom. Another cause is the martyrdom of Jose Rizal on December 30, 1896. This shocked the nation as his execution showed that peaceful reform was impossible under Spain. This fueled anger and increased resistance as uprising erupted across the country. Another cause and effect is the discovery of Katipunan. A secret revolutionary society forced its members to act quickly before they were captured. This bold move, tearing up their cedulas as a sign of defiance, drew international attention to the Filipino, which are struggling for independence and freedom. But this fight also brought division among Filipinos. Some stood with the revolution, while others stayed loyal to Spain, and violence and loss of life as freedom came at a terrible price.
The cry of Pugadlawin symbolized the shift from secret opposition to an open armed revolution against Spanish rule. When Bonifacio and the Katipuneros tore their cedulas, it became a powerful symbol of rejecting colonial authority and marked the formal beginning of the Philippine Revolution in 1896. This act united Filipinos from different classes and provinces under one cause, independence. It also gave birth to a Filipino-led government, the Haring Bayang Katagalugan, showing the first step towards self-rule. The cry inspired generations of Filipinos to value courage, unity, and sacrifice for freedom. Today, it lives on in our national memory through Heroes Day, monuments, and shrines in Balintawak and Pugadlawin. It stands as a cornerstone of our history and identity as a Filipino citizens.